Hello there everybody, we're going to game today as you can see. So I went CC shopping last night and I got a hold of some really fun CC. I got a hold of a SimKia set. There's also some old CC in here. I usually disable my CC for build videos so that I can put them on the gallery. So this one is not on the gallery because I don't think everyone's going to have the CC that I have. Yeah, I've got some SimKia stuff, and I got a really cute, like, kids room set, like animal kids room set, because, right, one of my best friends has a kid who is obsessed with pandas, and I adore him. So I wanted to make a room that he might have when he's a little bit older, and it's full of pandas. It's panda themed, and it's very cute. I just wanted to play around with the animal theme. I love that CC. It's really, really cute. When I started building the shell for this house, though, I knew I wanted to use the CC, but I didn't really know what kind of house I wanted it to be. And in the end, I landed on, like, a British bungalow conversion. So, like, the top extension is a little weird, and I was trying to make a proper looking, like, British conservatory, but I couldn't make the roof work. So instead we have kind of a square little thing, but it does work. It does look a little bit like a conservatory, because that's something that my parents did when I was younger, and a lot of people were doing when I was, like, a kid, was putting on conservatory extensions because they were cheaper than a traditional brick and mortar extension. So you'll see a lot of British homes with, like, a conservatory extending out into the back garden, or an orangery or a sunroom or whatever you want to call it, but I always called it a conservatory. Porches aren't really a thing in UK homes as much, at least that's what I've seen. But I added one anyway because I'm used to it. I'm used to doing it in The Sims. This layout will definitely change. Don't get used to the top layout because the windows don't work because of the conservatory underneath. So I was aiming for, that's why the only bathroom is downstairs. Like, I was aiming for, like, a house that has been in the past a small bungalow, like kitchen, diner, you know, tiny spaces, and then it's been extended out for two people. So in my head, this is a single mother and her son. But I like building for single parents. I don't know why. I think single parents tend to, like, dote on their kids, especially single parents with, like, one kid. This is not anything against my own mom and dad and my own siblings. I love my parents and I love my siblings to death. Yeah, I'm not so used to porches in real life, but I wanted to do a porch in The Sims just because I'm used to doing them in The Sims, and it makes life a little bit easier with respect to, like, floor height and stuff. I changed a lot in this build because I really didn't know what I wanted it to look like. Also, if you see any details that I missed, please don't let me know because I don't want to know. I put in a little deck because I didn't want to deal with the floor height, so I just put in a little deck there. I thought about putting in just a tiny, like, platform, but I kind of like the idea of having a raised deck in the backyard. Furnishing was really what I was here for. If anyone's wondering, yes, that window into the conservatory is deliberate, because that's what you would have. We actually have one in my parents' house. There is actually a window leading into what used to be the conservatory and is now part of a new extension that they have. But that's a thing in some people's homes because they've built an extension and not bricked in the window. There is a window between two internal rooms. And I kind of like that. I deliberately made it so that would happen in this build. The layout of this build was really difficult because the room is a little weird. I like the little kitchen bump out. But I wasn't quite sure what to do with it. because in my head, like, that used to be a tiny kitchen with a dining table in it. So you'd have, like, a kitchen diner, and then one of those, like, some of the space that is now, like, the dining room, living room area, like, big living space, was the bedroom. And then they converted the place and put the staircase in. And, like, maybe the bathroom was bigger, but they put the staircase in where the bathroom used to be. You know, I like that kind of vibe where it looks done up and lived in. All of that kitchen layout will change after I do the dining table. But I really like this Simkia set. The biggest thing I think about this set is that it has matching wood tones. All the wood tones match. One thing it doesn't have that most other CC sets have is bed frames that are separate from the bedding. The other set that I got today did have that. The kids' room set that I got had separate beds and bedding, which I really like to have. Yeah, you'll see me struggling with layout here, and I'm gonna like undo and redo the whole kitchen to be a kind of different way around. What I really like though about the Simkia set that I got, one feature that I love is the fridge cubby. The fact that there's a little cubby for the fridge. Although I don't like that it doesn't have like the same wood finishes as some of the other things that you can put in the kitchen. It also has a modular couch, which I love. It's possible that that is the way that couches will work in the new pack. Oh, also, while I was building this, like halfway through me building this, the Sims team released the new update. I haven't played much with it yet. I might review it after VEDIM. I might not. I might get the new pack if I have the cash. I haven't decided yet. I'm going to wait for the new pack reviews to come in before I properly decide whether I'm going to buy it or not. The layout of the kind of Conservatory Sunroom is based a little bit off my grandparents' conservatory. I know a lot of people who use it kind of as like a second living room, or we actually used it a little bit like a gaming room. So we had a computer, like a desktop computer in there, which we didn't have in our study. We had like laptops for the study, and we had the proper desktop computer in there, and I used to go in there and play The Sims 1. I never had 2, and then I had 3 for my own laptop when I got a bit older, and then 4. I used to go in there and play The Sims 1. I actually just bought The Sims 1 for my PlayStation 2 the other day. Yes, I have a PlayStation 2. And I forgot how weird that game is on the PS2. Okay, you know how I said, like, if I miss any details, I'm sorry. I'm really weird about some details, and then I completely skip over some others. Like, right next to the door, I don't know if you can see anymore, but right next to the door, I placed the shoes and also, like, a backpack, as if the kid that lives here has, like, a backpack for school. But for, like, a solid, like, most of the build, I forgot to give it a kitchen floor. Now, the reason for that is because I did build this in parts. It took me ages to decide on the bedspread for this bed, because the panda one was pink, and I didn't want pink. Anyway, I built this in parts because I've been doing a lot of train travel today for personal reasons, and it's kind of a story that's not mine to tell. But I've been doing a lot of train travel today between where I live and Glasgow. And it's, depending on the train you get, between half an hour to an hour, depending on like how many stops it takes. And I just got my laptop out on the train and was building in The Sims and screen recording, and I think all the people around me thought I was absolutely mental. Because it's not that normal to just get out a computer and start building in The Sims on a train. But I needed to get it done, so that's what I was doing. That's one of the things I like about having The Sims on a laptop rather than a gaming PC. As much as I would love a gaming PC, because it might not, scream at me just because I'm trying to play a video game. Because it does just whir exceptionally loudly. While we're sitting here, I don't know how long I have left. I think I've got about 5 minutes left of this speed build. I'm gonna draw tomorrow's video. I've only got 3 left. So we are going to tap with me. I am a beginner tapper. I have not been doing it for very long, and I have been teaching myself. I know that's not really the way you're meant to do it, but I mean, COVID. And online classes are really hard to come by. So I am going to show you the progress that I've made in tap. And we can kind of just have a chat about what I've been doing. So yeah, that's tomorrow. Let's keep on with the build, shall we? This is just me adding details. I love the little hangy thing. Oh, that's another piece of CC. That's just a piece of like single CC, that rug. CC rugs are one of my favorite things. I loved these shelves. I had a lot of fun like filling them with clutter. Because there's a lot of items that I don't get to use very often because I don't have that much counter space in my kitchens, and a lot of, especially the base game and Parenthood, a lot of that clutter is kitchen based. I really struggled with filling that space on the wall as well. I thought about a china cabinet, but it felt weird and it looked weird. And I just kept trying out different things. I think in the end I didn't put anything there and just had it be an open walkway. I also struggled with that table because it was so like flat. That's one thing about like IKEA sets or like modern living sets, is it kind of feels flat and you've got to do something to it to make it look a little more interesting. I put a fruit bowl in the middle. I really wish I had like, I should have gone into debug and gotten like the placemats maybe. Because I like those, like the Parenthood, how you can get them to set the table. I possibly could have gone into debug to get the placemats, but I was trying not to use debug because I was like, I have kind of infinite money and like I have CC, so why would I need debug? So I was trying not to use debug if I could avoid it. And I didn't even use debug landscaping this time. Are you all proud of me? I always use debug landscaping. It's one of those tricks I learned from Kayla. When you move an entire modular sofa, just so that your rug will look better. I spent so long agonizing about the rugs that should go in the main room. Like, I spent legit forever agonizing over these rugs, and I just never found one that I liked. It was really frustrating. Because I wanted to break up the room a little bit, because it is quite big, but that is how you would probably do a bungalow conversion. Is open a lot of it up. Well, I did put like a tiny rug by the door. I think I ended up just not putting anything in front of the TV. Oh yeah, here, look. It took to this point in the build, where I've already done 90% of the build. We got to this point before I realized that I hadn't floored the kitchen. So if there's somewhere that I haven't like walled or floored, I'm very sorry. I don't think I floored the conservatory, but I don't think I needed to because all of the walls were glass. Okay, we're getting to the garden. We're getting to the end. Because there's a kid living here, I wanted to put out like a swing set. And I also realized I hadn't put laundry in, and I do like to put laundry in my builds. So I put a wash tub out there because I don't know, this feels like this kind of feels like the house of a granola parent to me. I don't know why. It just does. We've got some planter boxes. I had a good time with this. The whole garden is like flowers rather than like the default grass, which I like. I like giving them a slightly different grass. I also realized I hadn't put any lighting in the conservatory at all because I didn't need to, because there was so many windows that because I was building in the afternoon, you kind of didn't notice, but obviously if you're playing in this house, you need it. I mean, I'm not going to play in this house. No one's going to play in this house. Who would play in this house? You have to have very specific CC because most of the house is CC. Like if you download this house, it will be 90% empty. Like, you'll have maybe the garden, the stairs, the shell. I think that's genuinely it. Maybe some of the like wall art and the clutter items, but there won't be anywhere for them to go. I'm not good at landscaping. And I think the issue is I've lived in either a really busy city or like the dead like paved suburbs my entire life. So I haven't really been subjected to, I guess, or surrounded by houses that have like proper landscaping. And like my back garden has always been like just grass and there's some like stuff on the grass, you know? So I haven't, I mean, we've had like plant pots and stuff that we used to maintain. And now my family have some proper plants and stuff. But when I was a kid, no. I love that detail of like the terrain paint under the swings. Anyway, this is pretty much done. So I'm gonna say, I'll see you tomorrow. I hope you like the build. It's not going on the gallery because nobody has that CC. I hope you enjoyed the build, and I will see you all tomorrow, I guess, for a video about my progress in teaching myself to tap dance. So I will leave you there and see you all tomorrow. And happy VEDIM, I guess.